Today on Breeze TV, assessment day or just a day off for students.
And girls are saying yes to the dress during the prom dress drive. And information about changes in the free clinic.
All of this and more on Breeze TV.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Good afternoon, JMU. I'm Anna Saunders.
And I'm Sydney Jacksheimer. Thanks for joining us on Breeze TV. It's time to rest up. The annual assessment day is this Tuesday, February 5th. For over 30 years, JMU has been holding a campus-wide assessment day to evaluate students' learning during their time on campus. All incoming freshmen are required to take one of 20 different assessments before they begin classes at JMU. After the student earns any amount between 45 to 70 credit hours, they retake the same assessment to see how much JMU's courses and experiences have enhanced their knowledge. These assessments allow for JMU to make changes to the general education program to benefit student learning. About 20 years ago, students' poor performance results directly led to an overhaul of the general education curriculum.
After we made the changes to the general education program, having that assessment data and showing now it is effective and students are indeed making gains, that's exactly what assessment's all about. We want to use the information to improve programs on campus, and that's our primary goal.
In addition to underclassmen, many departments assess seniors before their upcoming graduation. Make sure to check your Duke's email to see if you are scheduled to take an assessment.
The Senate has advanced a bipartisan agreement to prevent President Trump's withdrawal of troops from Syria. This comes as a response to Trump's comments that the U.S. had defeated the Islamic State, which contradicts statements from a U.S. intelligence chief to Congress. Senators said they feared it would remove the U.S. from the world stage when its leadership is needed most.
We maintain a sufficient commitment to our interests in Syria that we don't cause our allies there, the Syrian Kurds, to be devastated by some kind of attack either from Iran, Russia, or from Turkey.
The amendment passed 68 to 23. The possibility of terrorist groups mobilizing and destabilizing areas of Syria was the motivation behind the passage.
Prom season is still a few months away, but the Lucy Sims Center is accepting donations for their prom dress drive in April. For the 5th year, high schoolers have the opportunity to come out and find a dress, shoes, and accessories without having to worry about the cost. Those who come out will be given the full dress shopping experience with someone who helps guide them through the process of finding the perfect dress.
It's a magical moment just because when the girls come, they look through a whole bunch of dresses and they try on a whole bunch of dresses, and you, at least out of all those dresses, they find just that right one, and you can just see the sparkle and the glow in the girls' eyes.
You can stop by the Lucy Sims Center anytime, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you would like to make a donation to help make prom night special for high schoolers in the area, contact the Lucy Sims Center.
Recent changes in Virginia healthcare have affected many residents in the city of Harrisonburg. Following the new Medicaid expansion in Virginia, downtown Harrisonburg's free clinic expanded their care eligibility, meaning the clinic can now treat more patients above the federal poverty line. Reporter Grace James explains its effects on the residents.
So a lot of our patients now, they do have Medicaid, which is great, but now that also means that they can't be our patients. They're not eligible for our services anymore.
For those unfamiliar with health insurance, these changes brought on some confusion.
The general consensus was people weren't sure what was going on. Like, why was the Medicaid expanding? Why was it changing? So it was just kind of a learning process for all of us because it was new to us too.
This means free clinic patients like Rita Taylor may be eligible to transfer their service to another primary care center.
I kind of like it here, but they're trying to do what's best for everybody, and I can understand that.
For others, they now are able to attend the free clinic due to the free clinic's widening eligibility beginning January 2019, meaning they can now care for patients who weren't necessarily fighting to survive, but who only make enough to simply take care of basic needs.
I think that's going to change the face of our demographic as a whole. We're going to see some younger people.
And although the customers may change, the care will stay the same.
I have no problems here. They even wrapped me up in a blanket. I still got it. still got that blanket.
For the clinic, it's all about providing as much care to as many patients as they can.
Having a place that if I don't feel well, I know where to go. And knowing that I have a relationship with the people that are here so that I can come in and feel safe, feel comfortable, feel supported, where I can learn and be an active participant in my health care.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Grace James.
Coming up on Breeze TV, JMU Dukes will soon vote in SGA elections.
The polar vortex is breaking record temperature lows in the Midwest.
And information on the Sheriff Office upgrades. All this and more on Breeze TV.
This is Breeze TV.
The upper Midwest and Northeast regions are experiencing freezing temperatures that have affected millions of people. The extreme cold temperatures have resulted in about a dozen deaths. Although the people in this region are used to the cold, they are experiencing record-breaking sub-zero temperatures. The U.S. Postal Service in many of these states have halted deliveries, and firefighters in Chicago have experienced challenges such as frostbite and hypothermia, as well as frozen ladders and hoses. It is forecasted that these freezing temperatures will increase to the low 50s by Monday, to the relief of these people in Chicago. Here in Harrisonburg, the temperatures are expected to rise from the low teens to as high as the mid-60s next week.
Virginia Democratic Governor Ralph Northam is being attacked by Virginia Republicans about these remarks on late-term abortion he made while speaking on a WTOP radio broadcast.
When we talk about third trimester abortions, these are done with the consent of obviously the mother, with the consent of the physicians, more than one physician, by the way. So I think this was really blown out of proportion. But again, we want the government not to be involved in these types of decisions. We want the decision to be made by the mothers and their providers. And this is why, Julie, that legislators, most of whom are men, by the way, shouldn't be telling a woman what she should and shouldn't be doing with her body.
The current Virginia abortion law states that third trimester abortions are illegal unless the pregnancy will lead to the physical or mental impairment of the mother. If passed, this new bill will give the mother the option to have a late-term abortion, regardless of medical concerns.
Actor and singer Jessie Smollett was assaulted early Tuesday morning. Smollett is known for playing Jamal Lyon, a gay R&B singer on the show Empire. He reported to the police that his attackers yelled homophobic and racial slurs at him, hit him, poured an unknown chemical on him, and tied a rope around his neck. The Chicago police are investigating this incident as a possible hate crime. In the wake of this incident, the actor has received support on social media. Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris voiced her support and called the attack an attempted modern-day lynching.
Student government major elections are happening on February 13th for the positions of student body president, vice president, treasurer, and the non-student government position, student representative to the Board of Visitors. The candidates who turned in their election packets yesterday will be officially announced Monday. Those who are interested in running for class council or academic college senators will be able to apply to run in minor elections starting on Monday. Minor elections will be held February 20th.
According to local police, scam phone calls are at an all-time high. People making these calls will do so from blocked numbers, claiming you owe money to the government. Among other scams, experts say that making these claims are red flags and that you have fallen victim to giving out any information reported to your local law enforcement agency.
A dog reunited with its family after having been missing for 4 years in Belmead, Texas. An animal control officer found 9-year-old Lucy in the streets but couldn't reach the original owner despite the dog having a microchip. The officer who found the dog posted a picture on Facebook, which led to the finding of the owner. Now the dog is headed home and, according to her owners, is having herself a spa day.
Coming up, Sarah's here with sports. What do you have for us, Sarah?
Well, Cindy and Anna, we're taking a look at how tennis, basketball, and swim and dive performed this week. Also, how LeBron James did in his first game back following injury. All that and more coming up next on Breeze TV Sports Wrap.
This is Breeze TV.
Welcome back to another week on Breeze TV Sports Wrap. I'm Sarah Salzman. First up, the JMU men's tennis team took down the George Mason Patriots in their home opener last Friday, ending the evening at 5-2. Sophomore Alvaro Arc was unstoppable, with partner senior Pierre Couler snagging a 6-2 victory in doubles. Later, Arc kept up his momentum in singles with a straight set victory of 6-3 and 6-2. The Dukes are now 2-1 overall as they take on Washington and Lee Sunday. The Dukes matched up against Howard to open dual season, shutting them out 7-0. Senior Abby Amos and freshman Daniela Volo clinched the doubles point at 6-1. Amos went on to clinch match point that night for JMU's first dual victory. JMU traveled to Virginia Tech later that week and fell 7-0 as Samantha Gillis secured match point after defeating junior Jonah Roca. JMU is now 1-1 overall as they head to Marshall University. During the Dukes' win over William & Mary, final score 65-48, Kayla Cooper-Williams set the new all-time block record to 187 after racking up 4 blocks against the Tribe and was 1 point and 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Jackie Benitez and Kamaya Smalls started off the night with a 10-2 run. By the end of the night, they pulled up 7 and 11 points respectively. It was Kamaya's 13th game this season, leading the team in points. JMU made history against back-to-back CAA champs Elon, holding them to only 8 points at the half before soundly beating them 82-30. Cooper-Williams had her third double-double of the season with 10 points and 16 rebounds. Smalls closed out the first period with 18 points and finished the game with 26 points. Benitez opened the second quarter with a tray from the corner and ended the night with 4 threes and 16 total points. The Dukes are now 15-4 overall and first in the CAA standings. JMU trailed by 20 points with just under 6 minutes to play, but efforts by senior Stuckey Mosley, sophomore Matt Lewis, and sophomore Zach Jacobs helped lessen the deficit for a final score of 78-68. Mosley tallied 23 points overall, 17 of those coming in the second half. Lewis added 17 points, and Jacobs put up 5 boards in just 17 minutes. The Dukes only trailed College Charleston by 2 at the half, but were outscored by 15 points in the final half for a final score of 70-53. Mosley continued to play well, putting up 22 points for JMU, including 5 three-pointers, one of which came with less than 8 minutes to play, bringing them within 1 at 52-51. Teammates Lewis and sophomore Dwight Wilson also helped by chipping in 12 points apiece. JMU is now 9-14 overall and 10th in CAA standings. Last year, JMU won the CAA championship after a winning season of 8-2 overall. This season, the Dukes have 9 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie, and are undefeated in conference. JMU traveled to Richmond to beat the Spiders with efforts from Bonnie Zhang and Megan Marsh. Zhang placed second in the 200 backstroke and anchored a first-place finish in the 400 freestyle. Marsh placed third in the 200 individual medley and second in 200 backstroke. Back home, the Dukes beat the Herd from Marshall University thanks to wins from those like Faith Anderson and Emily Gross. Anderson and Gross placed first and second respectively in the 300-meter diving event and earned an NCAA qualifying scores. Gross also placed first and had a NCAA qualifying score in the 1-meter diving event. Last night in the Battle of LA, the Clippers and the Lakers needed overtime to decide a winner as LeBron James made his return from injury. James has been sidelined since Christmas Day nursing a groin injury, suffered against the Warriors, but made a return last night in this key Western Conference matchup. The game had flashes of playoff intensity as the Clippers and Lakers are currently fighting for a playoff spot as they sit at the 8th and 9th seeds out west. The Lakers blew a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter as the Clippers forced overtime, but James was not going to let this game slip away. The Lakers have one of the toughest remaining schedules in the NBA, and these are the key games they need to win. James posted 24 points, 14 rebounds, and 9 assists as the Lakers won the game 123-120. The Lakers will be back in action tomorrow night against Golden State in another key Western Conference matchup. Track and field, swimming and diving, men's tennis, and both basketball teams are all back in action this weekend, setting up for the face-off between the Rams and the Patriots in Super Bowl 53. Make sure to catch Sports Wrap next week for the recap. Back to you, Anna and Sydney.
Coming up on Breeze TV, another Best Picture nominee is playing at Grafton this weekend.
The Well has a program next week for healthy relationships.
And we talk with Notoriety about their recent competitions. All this and more on Breeze TV.
This is Breeze TV.
Next weekend at Forbes, the senior dance majors are performing their senior dance concert. Performances are February 7th through the 9th. You can buy tickets at the Forbes box office or order them online.
Starting this Monday, ChickFilA will start taking punches at JM's food court, formerly known as D-Hub. Before this, they used to only take dining dollars. Combos available for punches include an 8-piece nugget meal as well as an original sandwich meal.
Looking for some Friday night entertainment? Well, the Oscar-nominated Bohemian Rhapsody is playing in Grafton. Showtimes are tonight and tomorrow evening. Tickets are only $3. And now moving on to entertainment news. To kick off Black History Month, Disney is re-releasing Black Panther. This Oscar-nominated blockbuster is showing at 250 AMC theaters across America. Miss Bala opens in theaters this weekend. The action thriller is hoping to surpass current frontrunner Glass in opening weekend box office sales. However, premiering on Super Bowl weekend may be a risky move for this film.
There is a new star in Hollywood. On Monday, Taraji P. Henson, known for her starring roles on Empire and Hidden Figures, unveiled her new star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Reality star and model Kendall Jenner may be subpoenaed for her involvement in the disastrous Fyre Festival. This founder was charged with fraud and sentenced to 6 years in prison. Jenner was one of the models who advertised the event. The federal judge allowed the attorneys of this case to subpoena Jenner, along with the agencies of other models involved in the festival ad campaign.
Many know him as Star-Lord. Now Chris Pratt is known as the owner of an award-winning sheep. Coco took home first place for her wool after competing at the Washington State University Country Living Expo Fleece and Fiber Palooza. Pratt made a post about their winnings on Instagram.
An a cappella group from JMU just got pitch perfect. Notoriety, one of JMU's all-girls a cappella groups, placed third in the ICCA competition this past Saturday. We have a few of the Note members in studio with our reporter, Kanwal Syed.
Thanks, Anna. The International Championship of Collegiate a cappella Competition took place last week on Saturday at George Washington University. Notoriety competed against 9 other groups in the Mid-Atlantic region and placed third. Here we have Erin Dixon. She is the musical director, and we have Emily Witt. She's a sophomore in Notoriety as well. So could you tell us a little bit about what the process was like preparing the music and kind of getting the girls in order for the competition?
Sure. So first thing we had to decide was what we wanted to bring to the competition. It's a 12-minute set, and so anything up in that 12-minute time frame goes. And so we wanted to bring a show that really speaks to our group's sisterhood and what we're all about, which is about, empowering women as they are, what's naturally them. And so we created a set that we think really brought that forward. And then we found arrangers who were willing to arrange those songs for us, and then applied and auditioned for the competition itself, taught the music, learned it to our standards of musicianship, put it together with choreography, and then competed last Saturday.
Awesome.
Pretty much.
Were there any challenges associated with trying to prepare all of that and get everything together before the competition?
I think time is always a constraint, especially with some of the snow showers we had. Ended up canceling some of our rehearsals where we had planned to do choreography and that sort of thing. But instead, we just had a little boot camp the week before we came back after Christmas break, the Saturday and Sunday, to fit it all in and make sure it was up to par come competition time.
Yeah, sounds really busy. Yeah, Emily, I know that you are a sophomore in Notoriety and you had a solo. What was that like, having a solo as part of the group performance and performing in front of all of those people?
It was a great opportunity. It was actually one of my first solos, and then just happened to be part of the 12-minute set, which was really exciting. But I was one of 6 of the girls that were soloists, and it was just a great opportunity. And like Erin said, to be able to sing one of those empowering female strong songs was really exciting, and it was just really amazing to lead the group in that performance. So it was really fun. Yeah.
It sounds like you had to work very hard and well with everyone else in the group. Were there any I guess, challenges that you all face kind of being in tune together, literally and figuratively, in terms of like how you all would portray your performance and do very well and get the best score that you could get?
Yeah, I think that from our standpoint, not being the music director, it was very hard. We have a lot of girls. We have 17 girls, which is pretty big for an a cappella group. So blending and having our voices work together, it took a long time, but we only had, 2 weeks actually to rehearse this and get this down pat. So it was hard, but we did it, and it sounded great. So.
So I know that you picked a lot of female empowering songs. What was the inspiration behind that?
Actually, I think I heard our final song, which was Fall in Line by Christina Aguilera and Demi Lovato, and I sort of just had like this vision for it, that we could really speak the true message of the song and share our message as well with it. And so that song sort of just like spurred all the other songs, and then we went about it through a democratic process to make sure everyone else liked the song as much as expected.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it sounds like you guys had an awesome time, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Back to you, Anna and Sydney.
Thanks, Conwall. The Well's next program is beginning into next week. This coming Wednesday, the Well is combining forces with the One Love Foundation to put on the Escalation Workshop on campus to educate students about healthy relationships. This film and discussion-based workshop aims to help start conversations about relationships. It will also inform students on how to recognize and tackle relationship abuse.
The main hope is to give tools to students so that they can recognize healthy and unhealthy behaviors, and then have tools so that they can intervene for loved ones or for themselves.
The workshop is February 6th at 6 p.m. at the Student Success Center. The organizers encourage students planning to attend to come with an open mind and ready to discuss the important topic.
All right, so January's over, it's February 1st. I have a big question for you.
Oh no.
Are you sticking with your New Year's resolution of trying to touch your toes?
So if you missed the first episode, I said that my New Year's resolution would be to touch my toes by 2020. I'm here to let you know I've been stretching every single day. So it's looking pretty promising so far. Now how about you? Are you doing the yoga every week?
Still going to yoga every week, so it's been going good. I hope everyone else is sticking with theirs as well as we are.
Or they could just start it over in February.
Yeah, February 1st, New Year's resolution.
Well, that will do it for us this week on Breeze TV.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.